Right now, a large area of high pressure just off the east coast is effectively blocking up our weather, leading to above average temperatures and loading the gun for future severe weather. Also, the tropics are continuing to stay active with two areas of interest that may impact the US. Today, we aren't going to mess around and I'm going to try something new. Every single thing we talk about, I'm going to try and bring you all the information on that specific category in under 60 seconds. Editor, start the clock. First things first, let's talk about what's causing our weather to be blocked up. Over here on the GFS, looking at standard height anomalies, we can see we have a large area of red right here. What this means is this is going to act as a wall and it's going to block any system that tries to come at it from the east or the west. Whether it's a hurricane from the Gulf or a large trough coming down from the west, it's going to hit this wall and it's going to dampen any severe impacts we may see from that system. Another thing this is going to do is cause temperatures well above average. Looking at temperature anomalies on the GFS here, this shows how much above or how much below we're going to be around those average temperatures. Now, fall just started, but we're not done with the heat just yet. Looking at temperature anomalies here on the GFS, we can see we have a lot of red. Red means that we're going to be well above average. As I pull the slider forward, you can see we're continuing to see that red for almost a week until we finally see a trough come out of the west and finally move this heat out of the way. Because of our area of high pressure, we have a lot of moist Gulf air being pulled up into the central US, and it's literally going to feel tropical in a lot of these places until we finally see it move out sometimes next week. Okay, we're out of time here, so let's move on. 60 more seconds on the clock and we have to talk about the tropics. Taking a look at the National Hurricane Center, we have one tropical storm right now and another area of interest right behind that. Coming back to our friend the GFS, let's take a look at what this is actually going to do. Now we're actually going to do something a little different here, and we're going to look 4 runs back on the GFS to see what it was forecast to do then. We can see our area of low pressure right here, and as we move this slider forward, we can see that it's expected to sort of dance off to the west and then slowly move north. Oh, not so slowly, very rapidly it's going to move north. So this had something a little bit like that, as we're going to see that system be pushed off to the north. Now we're going to come back to our most current run and see what that says and see if we have any model agreement on what this system is going to do. Alright, most current run here, and we can see we have 2 systems, and it looks like that system behind it actually a little stronger, but it still looks like it's going to do pretty much the same thing and shoot off to the north. It does come a little further east, and it looks like it may eventually be sucked up in towards the mainland in the Nova Scotia area, but this is still very far out, so we shouldn't be too concerned about that yet, but it is definitely something we have to keep an eye on. Even if it looks like either of these systems might not impact the US, we do have to remember it is still tropical weather season, and that Gulf is toasty as hell. What this means is any area of thunderstorms we see come over Mexico may eventually turn into some sort of tropical system, and we need to keep our eyes out for that. There has been some hints on the GFS that this may happen, although those are very far out, at least 300 hours, so there's not really anything to talk about yet. Last 60 seconds on the clock here, and let's talk about what impacts the collapse of our wall might have on our weather. Just a disclaimer here, we're getting to what I call model fantasy land. What this means is these models are so far out in the future, they like to show very extreme things, and oftentimes these don't end up happening. Anyways, this is our wall right now. We have this about right here, and we can see we have some sort of trough trying to push this out, yet this is not going to be the trough to do it. As we move our slider off into the future here, we can see that this trough does still get pushed off to the north by our area of high pressure, but there's this large crazy bowling ball coming in from the west. If what's pictured here happens, we are almost certainly going to see a severe weather outbreak. When you have an area of high pressure this strong and an area of low pressure this strong, that just means it's the perfect environment for tornadoes, hail, damaging winds, all of that. Unfortunately, that just means it's going to happen. Now, I know, we're probably all hyped for winter, but we're not done with severe weather yet. I just talked about it. I'm going to talk about it again. Before we get into winter and see those beautiful snowstorms that we saw last year, we're going to see more damaging tornadoes. I'm sure a lot of you remember back to November 4th last year, where we actually had a tornado outbreak across much of the south central US. It seems like every year there's an outbreak of this caliber as we move off into the winter, because the jet stream's just going to destabilize as we see these temperatures changes. Alright, well, our 60 seconds is up and I'm out of things to talk about. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you like this new video format, or if you didn't like it, please go drop a comment down below. Tell me what you think about it. And also, as you're on your way there, you should like the video and subscribe to the channel and click that bell, because I know you want to be more informed about severe weather. Everybody does. Well, that's all I got. Bye.